When you are in your 40s or even in your early 50s, you rarely stop to think about how strong your legs feel or how easily your arms can lift a bag of groceries. But after age 60, something begins to change. It's often subtle at first. A pause before getting out of a chair, a heavier feeling in your steps when climbing a few stairs, or a little breathlessness after carrying a laundry basket. These moments can be unsettling. They are reminders that the body you once trusted without question now asks for extra effort. And while it may look like just getting older, what's really happening is more complex. Your muscles, the foundation of every movement, begin to shrink. Doctors call this process sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is not a disease, but it is a reality of aging. Scientists estimate that after the age of 60, most people lose between 3% and 8% of their muscle mass each decade. Over 20 years, that can mean losing up to 1/3 of the strength you once had. And when strength goes down, everything else, mobility, balance, confidence, follows. But here is the key truth. This decline is not permanent. Muscle is living tissue. Even at age 70, 80, or beyond, it can adapt, repair, and grow stronger if you give it the right environment. That environment is created not by expensive supplements or miracle drugs, but by small, consistent choices in food, activity, rest, and hydration. The story we're about to unfold is about 3 simple teas: green tea, ginger tea, and hibiscus tea. These drinks, rooted in centuries of traditional medicine and supported by modern research, can become daily allies. They do not replace exercise, nutrition, or rest, but they support all 3. Think of them as nature's quiet reinforcements, making your body more resilient day by day. Human history is deeply intertwined with tea. Long before pharmacies and packaged supplements existed, people turned to plants and herbs for strength and healing. A grandmother in Vietnam may have boiled ginger to soothe stomach discomfort. A healer in China may have offered green tea leaves to restore energy after illness. A family in Egypt may have steeped hibiscus petals to refresh the body during hot days. These traditions carried across generations, not because of marketing campaigns, but because they worked. Modern science now explains why. Herbs and teas contain compounds that act at the cellular level. Antioxidants to protect tissues from damage, anti-inflammatory agents to calm irritation, and phytochemicals that influence metabolism, blood flow, and even brain function. Unlike pharmaceuticals, which often target a single pathway, teas tend to offer a broad, gentle spectrum of benefits. For people over 60, this gentle but consistent support is exactly what the body needs. Aging is not a single problem to be fixed. It is a collection of gradual changes that accumulate over time. Hormones decline, appetite shrinks, hydration decreases, and activity slows. Teas help fill those gaps by providing hydration with flavor, which encourages older adults to drink more fluids, by delivering plant compounds that reduce inflammation, by supporting circulation, and by creating rituals, morning, afternoon, and evening, that reinforce healthy routines. Some might dismiss tea as too simple to matter, but simplicity is the point. It's affordable, safe, and sustainable. You don't need a prescription, and you don't need to measure complicated dosages. All you need is hot water, a cup, and consistency. The 3 teas we're focusing on, green, ginger, and hibiscus, each bring a unique set of powers. Green tea fights oxidation and supports metabolism. Ginger tea warms the body, eases inflammation, and improves digestion. Hibiscus tea enhances circulation, lowers swelling, and helps with blood pressure balance. Together, they form a trio that addresses the major pillars of muscle health: protection, nourishment, and recovery. Let's step back for a moment and ask, why do muscles matter so much after age 60? Isn't it enough just to avoid major illness? The answer is no. Muscles are not only about looking fit, they are about living free. Think about balance. Strong thigh and core muscles keep you steady when walking on uneven ground or when stepping off a curb. Without them, the risk of falling rises. Falls are the #1 cause of hospitalization among seniors, and often the event that forces someone to move from independent living to assisted care. Think about mobility. Everyday tasks, carrying groceries, lifting laundry, getting into a car, depend on muscular endurance. When muscles weaken, these simple acts become struggles. The frustration leads many older adults to avoid activity altogether, which only accelerates muscle loss. Think about metabolism. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. That means it burns calories even at rest. When muscle mass declines, metabolism slows, leading to weight gain, especially around the belly. This visceral fat increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and chronic inflammation. But the consequences are not only physical. Weak muscles erode confidence. Imagine standing in a crowded bus, unsure if you can hold your balance, or skipping a family outing because you fear you'll slow everyone down. Independence is not just about living alone. It is about moving through life without constant fear of falling, failing, or fatiguing. Rebuilding muscle is therefore not a vanity project. It is a survival project. It's about protecting your freedom to live, to play with grandchildren, to travel, to garden, to cook, to laugh, without worrying if your body will betray you. And the good news, again, is that the body is responsive at any age. Small actions matter. A 10-minute walk signals to your legs, stay alive, stay strong. A protein-rich breakfast tells your muscles, here are the building blocks you need. A cup of tea sends compounds into your bloodstream that calm inflammation and improve circulation. None of these actions are dramatic, but layered together, day after day, they build resilience. For centuries, green tea has been celebrated as a drink of clarity and vitality. Monks sipped it to sustain long hours of meditation. Farmers drank it to keep alert during long days in the fields. Today, scientists know why. Green tea is rich in powerful compounds called catechins. Among them, EGCG, epigallocatechin galata, is the star player. Think of EGCG as a bodyguard for your cells. Every day, our muscles face tiny assaults from free radicals, unstable molecules that chip away at proteins, fats, and DNA. The older we get, the less efficient our body becomes at neutralizing these free radicals. The result is oxidative stress, which speeds up aging and weakens muscle fibers. Green tea catechins step in like firefighters. They quench these unstable molecules before they cause damage, preserving the integrity of muscle cells. For someone at age 65 or 70, this means less wear and tear after ordinary activities like walking, gardening, or carrying groceries. It's not about turning back the clock. It's about slowing the rust that accumulates over time. But antioxidants don't just work invisibly at the cellular level. Their effects show up in how you feel. Have you ever noticed stiffness in the morning that eases once you start moving? that stiffness is often linked to low-grade inflammation and oxidative damage in muscles and joints. Regular green tea drinkers often report less of this stiffness, not because tea is magic, but because it helps reduce the burden of these damaging processes. Imagine Maria, age 72, who loves tending to her backyard flowers. She noticed that after half an hour of crouching and pulling weeds, her legs felt sore for the rest of the day. After adding 2 cups of green tea to her daily routine, one with breakfast, another mid-afternoon, she began to recover faster. The soreness didn't vanish completely, but it lasted hours instead of days. For Maria, tea acted like a gentle shield, protecting her muscles so she could continue enjoying her hobby. Another way to picture green tea is to think of your blood vessels as highways. Over time, these highways can stiffen and narrow, reducing the smooth delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. Catechins help maintain flexibility in these vessels, ensuring a steady flow of supplies to the muscles. Without enough oxygen and amino acids, muscle fibers starve and weaken. With healthy circulation, they thrive. It's important to note that tea alone cannot replace protein or exercise. You still need to feed your muscles with beans, eggs, or fish, and you still need to move them through daily activity. But green tea enhances what you already do. It's like oiling the gears of a machine. The machine still needs fuel and motion, but the oil prevents unnecessary breakdown. So when you drink green tea, you're not just enjoying a warm beverage. You're providing your muscles with a quiet but powerful ally, an antioxidant-rich support system that keeps them resilient against the daily grind of aging. Energy is the hidden currency of muscle health. Without it, even the strongest legs feel heavy, and even the simplest tasks feel draining. One reason older adults struggle with fatigue is that metabolism slows with age. The body becomes less efficient at converting food into usable energy. Instead of burning calories smoothly, more of them get stored as belly fat. Here's where green tea plays another crucial role. It nudges your metabolism in the right direction. Catechins, particularly EGCG, help increase fat oxidation, the process by which the body breaks down fat molecules and turns them into fuel. Combine this with the mild caffeine in green tea, and you get a steady, natural boost in energy. But this is not the jittery buzz of coffee. The magic of green tea lies in its balance. The amino acid L-theanine works alongside caffeine to produce calm alertness. Instead of spikes and crashes, you get sustained focus and energy. For someone at age 60 or 70, this can mean feeling steady enough to take an afternoon walk instead of collapsing into a chair. Think of your muscles as workers in a factory. To keep producing movement, they need a steady supply of fuel. If the supply is inconsistent, production slows and fatigue sets in. Green tea ensures a smoother flow of energy, allowing your workers to keep going without burnout. This has 2 direct benefits for muscle health. First, more available energy for movement. When your body burns fat efficiently, your muscles receive a steady stream of fuel. That means you can climb stairs without stopping halfway or carry bags without feeling drained. Second, better preservation of lean tissue. When metabolism slows, the body sometimes cannibalizes muscle for energy. Green tea reduces this by providing alternative fuel from fat stores, allowing muscle tissue to stay intact. Picture David, age 68, who used to enjoy brisk morning walks but found himself tiring halfway through his usual route. By incorporating green tea into his routine, 1 cup before heading out, another with lunch, he noticed his stamina returning. The walk that once felt like a chore became enjoyable again. He described it as having his legs come back to life. Another overlooked benefit of green tea's metabolic support is its impact on body composition. By encouraging fat burning, it helps reduce abdominal fat, the stubborn kind that collects around the waistline. This is more than cosmetic. Belly fat is metabolically active. It produces inflammatory chemicals that further weaken muscles and joints. Reducing it lightens the inflammatory load, creating a friendlier environment for muscles to repair. And don't underestimate the psychological effect. When you feel more energetic, you naturally move more. That extra movement sends signals to your body. These muscles are still needed. Don't break them down. The result is a virtuous cycle. Tea fuels movement. Movement preserves muscle. Preserved muscle maintains independence. To make the most of green tea, timing matters. A cup in the morning can gently awaken your system, setting the tone for an active day. Another cup in the afternoon can counteract the common slump that often tempts people to nap excessively or reach for sugary snacks. If caffeine sensitivity is an issue, decaf green tea still provides most of the same catechin benefits. In essence, green tea does double duty. It shields your muscles from oxidative stress while fueling them with clean, steady energy. For someone navigating the challenges of aging, this combination is a quiet revolution, 1 cup at a time. When most people hear the word ginger, they think about cooking, or maybe that can of ginger ale you drink when your stomach feels unsettled. But ginger is far more than a kitchen spice. It is one of the most powerful medicinal roots nature has ever offered, and when it is brewed into a warm, soothing tea, it becomes a daily ritual that can transform how you feel, how you move, and how you age. As we move past 60, the body begins to send warning signs. Joints feel stiffer in the morning. Legs grow heavy after even short walks. Swelling appears in the feet or ankles. Tasks that once seemed simple suddenly leave you sore or tired. These are not just random inconveniences. They are the signals of inflammation and poor circulation. If left unchecked, they chip away at strength, weaken the muscles, and slowly steal independence. This is where ginger shows its power. Inside this root are compounds called gingerols and shogals. They act like fire extinguishers inside the body, calming down the slow-burning inflammation that makes your muscles ache and your joints stiff. If you wake up with knees that protest or a back that tightens when you bend, that is inflammation talking. A daily cup of ginger tea can help reduce that fire, making your mornings easier and your movements less painful. Imagine waking up and stepping out of bed without the usual stiffness. Picture yourself standing taller, bending without hesitation, or walking without that familiar twinge in your lower back. That is what reducing inflammation feels like, and ginger tea can be one of the simplest tools to get there. But ginger doesn't stop at fighting inflammation. It also has a remarkable effect on circulation. Think of your muscles as engines. They need a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered by your blood. If circulation slows, the supply chain collapses. Muscles starve, fatigue sets in quickly, and recovery after activity becomes painfully slow. Ginger naturally warms the body and helps blood vessels relax. The result is freer, stronger blood flow. Every sip of ginger tea is like opening the highways inside your body, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach your muscles in greater supply. Over time, this translates into more stamina, faster recovery, and greater strength. There is another way ginger supports strength that often goes unnoticed: digestion. No matter how much protein or nutrition you eat, it is useless if your body cannot properly digest and absorb it. Weak digestion means weak muscles. Ginger tea stimulates digestive enzymes, reduces bloating, and calms the stomach. That means the protein in your eggs, beans, or fish is more likely to be broken down into amino acids and delivered to your muscles, where it is needed for repair and growth. In simple terms, ginger makes sure the food you eat actually reaches your muscles instead of just passing through. Consider the story of Alan, age 70. He loved gardening, but always found himself paying for it the next day with sore legs and a stiff back. On the advice of a friend, he began drinking a cup of ginger tea in the morning and another after finishing his work in the yard. Within weeks, he noticed a difference. The stiffness still appeared, but it faded faster. The soreness was not as sharp. Most importantly, he felt confident to keep gardening instead of fearing the aches. That confidence was priceless. It gave him his passion back. Many older adults also struggle with swelling in the legs and feet, a condition called edema. It makes walking uncomfortable, standing painful, and muscles weaker. Ginger has gentle diuretic properties, meaning it helps the body release excess fluid safely. As the swelling decreases, the legs feel lighter, steps become easier, and muscles are freed from the heavy burden of carrying extra pressure. Another important point is how ginger works together with movement. Drinking ginger tea before a walk can warm up circulation, allowing muscles to receive oxygen more efficiently. Drinking it after light exercise can reduce soreness and speed recovery. It creates a cycle of healing. Ginger tea encourages movement. Movement strengthens muscles, and stronger muscles make you more willing to keep moving. That cycle is the essence of aging with strength. The beauty of ginger tea lies in its simplicity. You can slice fresh ginger root, boil it in water for 10 minutes, and sip it warm. You can also use ginger tea bags if that is easier for your routine. A cup in the morning wakes up circulation and reduces stiffness. A cup in the evening relaxes digestion, calms the body, and prepares you for sleep. Think about what this can mean in your daily life. It means waking up with less stiffness. It means climbing stairs without fearing the ache in your knees. It means being able to go for a walk, work in the garden, or play with your grandchildren without being punished by pain afterward. It means reducing the dependence on pain medication, fewer visits to the doctor, and more days spent enjoying life. At its heart, ginger tea is not just about soothing discomfort. It is about restoring freedom. Freedom to move, freedom to live without constant reminders of aging, freedom to enjoy the activities you love without dread. It is a signal to your body that you still care for it, that you still want to be active, and that you still demand strength. When we think about aging, it is easy to assume weakness and pain are inevitable. But that is not the truth. The body is always listening. When you feed it healing foods like ginger, when you stay active, when you rest and hydrate, it responds by rebuilding and strengthening itself. Ginger tea is one of those allies from nature that makes the journey lighter and more hopeful. So tomorrow morning, consider making yourself a simple cup. As you sip it slowly, feel the warmth travel through your body. Remind yourself that with each cup, you are reducing inflammation, improving circulation, aiding digestion, and nourishing your muscles. Over time, this simple ritual can become one of the most powerful gifts you give yourself, the gift of movement, energy, and independence. When you pour a cup of hibiscus tea, the first thing you notice is its deep red color. It almost looks like liquid rubies swirling in your cup. That vibrant color is not just beautiful, it is the sign of powerful plant compounds at work. Hibiscus has been used for centuries across Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, not just as a refreshing drink, but as a medicine for the heart, circulation, and vitality. Today, modern science is catching up, showing why this flower is such a gift, especially for people over 60. One of the biggest challenges with aging is circulation. Blood vessels stiffen, blood pressure rises, and muscles simply do not get the oxygen and nutrients they once received with ease. Without proper circulation, muscles starve. You can eat the most protein-rich meals and drink plenty of water, but if your blood flow is weak, those nutrients never reach their destination. Weak circulation is one of the hidden reasons why many seniors feel heaviness in their legs, swelling in their ankles, or fatigue after even a short walk. Hibiscus tea acts like a gentle mechanic for your blood vessels. It helps them relax, stay flexible, and open up so that blood can flow more freely. The antioxidants in hibiscus, particularly anthocyanins and vitamin C, fight against free radicals that cause damage to blood vessel walls. Think of free radicals like sparks of rust slowly eating away at your pipes. Hibiscus quenches those sparks, keeping the pipes smooth and open. The result is better delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. This has a direct, powerful effect on muscle health. Imagine your muscles as thirsty plants. For years, they have been waiting for water, but the hose has been kinked. When you drink hibiscus tea, it is like straightening out that hose. The water flows again, the plants revive, and the garden comes back to life. In the same way, muscles that were starved of nutrients begin to recover, grow stronger, and function more effectively. There is another benefit that hibiscus tea is famous for: lowering blood pressure naturally. High blood pressure is extremely common after 60, and while most people focus on the risks of heart attacks or strokes, few realize how directly it affects muscle strength. When blood pressure is high, arteries are tight and restricted. That means the muscles are literally being underfed. Over time, this leads to weakness, fatigue, and a greater risk of falls or injuries. Hibiscus tea helps lower this pressure gently, giving your muscles and tissues the nourishment they crave. Swelling is another issue that steals independence in older age. Swollen legs and ankles make walking uncomfortable and weaken the muscles over time. Hibiscus tea acts as a natural diuretic, helping the body release excess fluids safely. As swelling decreases, the legs feel lighter, movement becomes easier, and muscles can perform their job without being weighed down. For someone who has struggled with heavy legs for years, this simple change can feel like a miracle. Let's take the example of Rosa, age 75. She had stopped going on her daily walks because her ankles swelled so badly by the afternoon that her shoes no longer fit comfortably. A friend recommended hibiscus tea. She began drinking a cup in the morning and another in the evening. Within weeks, the swelling was noticeably less severe. She found herself able to take short walks again, and over time, those walks became longer. What she loved most was the feeling of freedom. She no longer planned her day around avoiding discomfort. But hibiscus tea doesn't just help the body, it also helps the mind. Many older adults complain of brain fog, forgetfulness, or slower thinking. Often, this is connected to the same problem of poor circulation. The blood that nourishes your muscles also nourishes your brain. By improving blood flow, hibiscus sharpens mental clarity, improves focus, and helps restore confidence. When your body feels strong and your mind feels clear, you move with greater balance and assurance. That means fewer missteps, fewer falls, and more independence. Another benefit is that hibiscus is naturally caffeine-free, making it a perfect evening drink. Sipping a warm cup before bed not only relaxes the blood vessels and calms the heart, but it also prepares the body for deeper, more restful sleep. And as we know, sleep is when the body repairs itself. Growth hormone, critical for muscle repair, is released at night. By drinking hibiscus tea in the evening, you create the perfect conditions for muscles to rebuild overnight. Picture this. You begin your day with a cup of hibiscus tea. As you sip it, your circulation wakes up, your muscles receive oxygen, and your energy rises. Later in the afternoon, after a light walk or stretching session, you enjoy another cup. Your legs feel lighter, your body calmer, and your mind clearer. Over weeks and months, this becomes a ritual. Your blood pressure stabilizes, swelling decreases, your legs grow stronger, and walking feels easier. This is not fantasy. It is the quiet, steady reality of what hibiscus tea can do when used consistently. Making hibiscus tea is simple. You can steep dried hibiscus flowers in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes until the water turns a deep red color. Add honey or lemon if you prefer more flavor. You can also use tea bags for convenience. 1 cup a day is good, 2 cups are even better. The key is moderation and consistency. Because hibiscus can lower blood pressure, it's wise to consult your doctor if you're already taking blood pressure medication, just to make sure the combination is safe. The larger truth here is that weakness, swelling, and fatigue are not things you have to simply accept as part of aging. Your muscles are not gone. They are waiting, alive, ready to respond when you give them the support they need. Hibiscus tea is one of the simplest ways to do this. It supports circulation, protects cells, reduces swelling, and restores energy. It is not just a tea, it is a pathway back to strength, confidence, and vitality. So tomorrow, brew yourself a cup. As you drink, remember that you are making a choice. You are choosing strength over weakness, vitality over fatigue, and healing over decline. With every sip, you are giving your body the tools it needs to stay strong, mobile, and independent. And that choice, repeated day after day, can change the entire course of your later years. When we talk about health after 60, it is easy to focus only on food, supplements, or even medications. But the truth is, none of those matter unless you build consistency. 1 cup of tea will not change your body. 1 walk will not rebuild your muscles. 1 night of good sleep will not erase years of fatigue. It is the little actions, repeated day after day, that create transformation. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't brush once a month. and expect to keep them healthy. You do it twice a day because you know small, consistent care prevents bigger problems later. The same principle applies to your muscles and your independence. A cup of tea each morning, a short walk each afternoon, a balanced meal at dinner, and proper rest at night. None of these are dramatic on their own, but together they send a powerful message to your body. Stay strong, stay alive, keep going. Nutrition is the foundation. Muscles are made from protein, and as we age, we actually need more of it, not less. Many older adults are surprised to learn that their daily protein requirements increase with age because the body becomes less efficient at using it. Without enough protein, your body begins breaking down its own muscle tissue to survive. That is when weakness sets in. So every meal should contain some form of protein: beans, lentils, eggs, fish, lean meats, nuts, or seeds. Pair these with vegetables, fruits, and healthy fats, and you are providing your body with the raw materials to repair and grow stronger. The teas you've learned about, green, ginger, and hibiscus, do not replace protein, but they enhance its power. Green tea helps protect the muscle tissue from oxidative stress. Ginger tea ensures that your digestion extracts every nutrient from your meals. Hibiscus tea improves circulation so that the amino acids from protein actually reach your muscle fibers. Think of protein as the bricks and the teas as the workers who deliver those bricks and protect the construction site. Together, they make rebuilding possible. Movement is the second pillar. Muscles are designed to move. If you do not use them, they shrink. That does not mean you need to join a gym or lift heavy weights. It means using your body in small, consistent ways. Sit down and stand up from a chair 10 times in a row. Walk around the block. Stretch your arms overhead. Bend your knees gently. Lift water bottles as if they were dumbbells. These little actions remind your muscles that they are still needed, and the body responds by keeping them alive and strong. Even the smallest effort is better than none. What matters is not the size of the movement, but the consistency. Rest and recovery are just as critical. This is where many people make mistakes. They think pushing harder will make them stronger, faster. But the truth is, muscles do not rebuild when you are exercising. They rebuild when you are resting. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, one of the most important substances for repairing tissues and building muscle. If your sleep is poor, you rob your body of the chance to recover. That is why sleep is not a luxury, it is medicine. Create a calming routine before bed. Sip hibiscus or ginger tea. Dim the lights, turn off electronics, keep your room cool and dark. Protect your sleep as if it were your most valuable asset, because it is. Hydration is another overlooked key. Muscles are about 75% water. Dehydrated muscles cramp, stiffen, and weaken. Older adults often lose the sense of thirst, which means they drink less without realizing it. This is why making hydration a conscious habit is vital. Water is best. But herbal teas count too. Every sip supports your muscles and keeps them ready for action. And then there is mindset, perhaps the most powerful factor of all. If you believe you are too old to get stronger, you will give up before you even start. But if you believe your body can still heal, you give yourself the gift of possibility. I have seen people in their 70s and 80s who could barely walk transform into confident, independent individuals again. Not because they discovered a miracle drug, but because they believed in their body's ability to heal, and they were consistent with small daily actions. It comes down to choice. Every day you face a decision: weakness or strength, decline or growth, frailty or resilience. You can choose to accept the slow fade of independence, or you can choose to fight back with the tools you already have: nourishing foods, healing teas, daily movement, deep rest, hydration, a positive mindset. These are not complicated, they are not expensive, but they are powerful. Picture yourself 6 months from now. Imagine standing up from a chair without struggling, walking around the block without needing to stop, climbing a flight of stairs without gripping the railing. Picture yourself steady, confident, and strong. That future is possible, and it begins today with the choices you make. So tomorrow morning, take action. Brew yourself a cup of tea, green, ginger, or hibiscus. Eat a breakfast with protein. Take a 10-minute walk. Drink water throughout the day. Do a few simple exercises in the evening. Then rest. And the next day, do it again. Over time, these choices build on one another. Slowly, almost quietly, your body will reward you with more energy, more strength, and more independence. Your health is your greatest wealth. Without it, everything else becomes harder. But with it, you can enjoy your family, your passions, your freedom, and your life fully. Do not let age steal your strength. Fight back. Nourish your body. Move your muscles. Rest your mind. Hydrate your cells. Believe in yourself, because you have everything you need within you to grow stronger, even after 60.